1980s NEC monochrome computer monitor. This should be a fun repair. 1981 NEC JB1201M, no high voltage. NEC character display. We should be able to diagnose this. I don't know about repair it. It all depends on what parts are bad. If it's something like a flyback or something is shorted, that's going to be almost impossible to get. But definitely we will be able to diagnose it and pinpoint what's causing it not to work. So it's just a basic RCA composite video input. Not much to it. It should be real simple on the inside. Let's dig in and see what's going on. Well, there's certainly not a whole lot to this, just like I thought. This one does have a speaker, which is kind of cool. There's the flyback. There's the TO3 cased horizontal output transistor. That's probably the horizontal driver transformer. This should be relatively easy to diagnose, I would think. Certainly don't know if the flyback has something shorted in it. Don't know the condition of the CRT. A lot of unknowns here. Well, to start, we get no red light on the front of it. It says has 12 volts DC here. The last person that checked it out. I grab a meter and start checking fuses. Well, to start, we have 121 coming into the set. Measuring the AC voltage across the fuse, we have 0, which indicates the fuse is not open. Same thing here, we have 0 volts drop. I'm going to turn the set off and we'll bring this down to continuity. So the fuses are good. So what's up? Measuring from the collector of the transistor to ground, we have 0 volts. Also, the CRT is not lighting up, and I believe that these get their 12 volt filament voltage from the power supply, not the flyback. Working our way back, it looks like we have 0 volts AC coming out of the power transformer. And it looks like we have 0 volts AC going into our power transformer. So what is this, a bad power switch? Is that what we got going on here? Let's measure across the power switch. Well, these are the 2 wires going up to the power switch, and we have 119 volts there. So the power switch is not closing. Let's take a jumper and bypass it. Before I bypass it, let me make sure I got the right wires here. Brown and white go into that tube. That tube comes up here. Let's see what we got here. Wait, what the? Well, that might explain a problem, huh? It's too many years of oh yeah. I heard the speaker make a noise. I don't see our CRT getting hot though. And I didn't hear the horizontal ramp up. Well, let me start by getting that soldered back on. Alright, that's soldered back on. Might give it some power here. I'm back on the horizontal output transistor. 12.8 volts. Is that thing glowing? I can't tell. Yes, it is glowing. It's just very dim, which that's the way a lot of later CRTs were. You could barely see them. That's why they last practically forever. We have 0.5 volt AC here, which you're really not supposed to measure the collector. I don't think that transistor is bad. If I remember right, this integrated circuit right here, this KC... what is this thing? KC583. This does the vertical, and I think it's the horizontal oscillator too. So it drives into a transistor that drives into this transformer that drives the horizontal output. So what we could do is pull that transistor, real easy to disconnect it and just throw the transistor checker on it. But usually those short, they don't go open. In fact, I don't remember ever seeing one go open. Usually they short and they blow a fuse, so I don't think that's it. Kind of interesting, this IC only has, what, 5 pins even connected? The soldering here looks really good. Time to grab an NTE book and a pair of magnifying headsets. Alright, KC583 is a 1257. And a 1257 is an FM IF detector. Why? It looks like they only got the audio part of it hooked up. Maybe they're using that as the audio amp. Alright, we're going to just have to wing it here. I got the voltmeter. Turn the power on. To start at the horizontal output, or horizontal driver transformer here. So this is obviously the secondary. One side is connected to ground, the other side comes down here to an inductor to the base of the horizontal output transistor. The primary side, one goes through a resistor up to pin 1, which goes to a filter capacitor, which goes to an inductor to a jumper. So I'm going to assume this is probably 12 volts right here. 13.18. So on pin 1 of our flyback we have 13.17. So let's go to this side of the resistor. 13.2. So we have 13.2 on the primary of the driver transformer. Coming through the driver transformer we have same thing, 13.2. That should go right to the collector, which it does, of that transistor. See, I need to start just following this stuff. So the emitter is ground, the collector goes straight to the driver transformer. Base is where the signal should come in. So you just have to kind of start. So that comes. So base has a resistor going to ground, 512. Then from here it has 511, which goes to the emitter of this transistor, which is probably an emitter follower. See if we have anything there. Of 5.4 volts. On the collector, we have 10.6 volts. On the base, we have 6.06 volts. So we have 5.4 on the emitter and 6.6 on the base. That's about right, 600 millivolts. We have a test point there. Then from there we come over to here. Horizontal hold. So is this just a... I have a feeling that chip's a vertical output. So are we just... It looks like we're just maybe running a horizontal oscillator and a horizontal output. horizontal oscillator, emitter follower, driver, horizontal output. Just kind of making it up as I go along, and it sounds pretty damn good. Continuing to look at this, I believe this TR501 is a horizontal oscillator, 502 is the driver, and of course then we have the horizontal output, which is 503. It looks like 501 if you look at the way they have this connected, where basically the horizontal hold inductor is connected to that transistor right there. Is it oscilloscope time? It might be. Well, this is such that we can use our little toy oscilloscope to check it, and all we're getting here is a little line ripple. So the oscillator is not running here. Yeah, there should be a pretty sizable spike there. So, to start checking stuff, I guess. Checking all the electrolytics. I mean, I guess one of these could be shorted, but none of them are open. Interesting, this one is sort of measuring shorted. It's measuring about 30 ohms, but that could be something else in the circuit. I might pull that out of there just to check it. So actually that, I looked at that, it's straight across the B+, so it's got 13 volts. It's not shorted. It's good. Well, I'm going to pop these two transistors out of here. It's easy enough for me to check them, and it's pretty quick, so I might as well just do it. Before I pull the transistors out, I was just kind of thinking about the voltages over lunch. You know, sometimes it's good just to take a quick break and then come back to it. And I was noticing that on the driver transistor, the emitter is grounded. The collector is 13.16 volts, and the base is 5.14 volts. Ignore that it says minus there. It's just because I have the leads connected to the meter backwards. But that's not possible. If that's an NPN transistor, if the emitter is ground, then our diode junction is between base and emitter, so that transistor is blown open. It should only have 600 millivolts or so on the base. It should have 600 millivolts between base and emitter, and it's got 5 volts. So that driver transistor is blown apart. So I'm going to pull that one out. So on these Japanese transistors, anytime you see it start with A, B, C, or D, you always put 2S in front of it. So this is a 2SC 1318. And look at this as some, oh, bye-bye. This is some kind of early transistor that's potted in from the bottom. It's not, you know, it's not like that style. This I almost guarantee this is bad. 2SC 1318. And the doctor says it's a diode. It's a diode! Now you can look up 2SC 1318 in the NTE book, but it's not going to actually, it'll give you the NTE substitute, but the NTE substitute will substitute a lot of transistors. I love my noisy performance car. 2SC 1318 is a 289. 289 NPN audio amp, 800 milliamp 35 volt transistor. So nothing special, we just need a transistor. So I got a 2SC3203 on this parts board, and it's exactly the same specs. So we will put this in there. Here's our 2SC3203. Make sure the pinout's the same, get it in there right. Alright, the new transistor's in. What do we think? About a 90% chance we're going to just turn it on, it's going to work. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I heard it. I can hear it squealing. Let's see brightness. Might need a video input to get anything out of this. Listen. Okay, I got my crappy converter box hooked up here. Ooh, the LED comes on now. Imagine that. Let's see what happens here. I just going right in there. Oh yeah. Worthless digital TV. So we got, what do we got here? Is this thing green? Okay. Why is it coming and going?
Literally 2 in the honey. Literally 2. Look at that beautiful honey color. Then we have it in your navy. 1. In the navy. FYI, 800-500-7590 is the phone number to call. If it is in your cart, you could be the one to get that home. Check out now. This is your olive, but fewer than 10 in the olive.
Oh yeah.
And then in the wine,
oh, here we go.
We have 70
Ooh.
remaining. So, Dooney and Burke, yes, they're going to be beautiful. Yes,
oh,
yes. They're going to be sleek. Yes, it's going to have a classic sort of vibe to it. I'm going to move over here so I can sort of like show the whole look, because sometimes great things come in smaller packages.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes you see Dooney and Burke you often see Dooney and Burke well into the 200s, 300s, and beyond, depending on the size of the bag. But just because it's small, it doesn't mean that it's not mighty.
Oh,
so you can have a cute little strap drop, which
it's mighty.
You can unsnap right here if you need a little bit more room to get in and out. You can see the stunning stitching, which
it's
again
stunning.
is a nod to the equestrian vibe that they are so known for.
Equestrian vibe.
On the front, you have the metal nameplate that has that really high shine to it, so it is jewelry grade quality. But it's one of those things that you can see from across the room, and you'll be like, it's like a badge of honor. It's like knowing the passcode or like the secret word to get in. You're like, oh, you're wearing a Dooney. That's a Dooney.
Oh, yes, I am.
Cute. Oh, Navy! Somebody got it! Congrats! Congrats! Whoever got the Navy? Oh, honey! Gone! All right. We still have a couple colors left, though.
Grab this piece of cardboard and crawl underneath it so we can look at our purse and style.
Prestige bag. For so many of us, it was a Dooney bag. Do you remember your first Dooney bag? Well, this is a great starter one. Maybe this is a Sweet 16. and you want to gift something really special, I'd start someone's collection, this is a great place to do it. It's A463670. It's very sleek style, very classic, very cute. Out on the town, just maybe a concert or late night drinks. This is perfect. So this color.
Oh yes, your bag, that's the determining factor in whether you're a worthy person or not, the type of bag you have.
Only a couple. That's it. Just a couple remain. And then in the wine, we have 50 remaining. And then our other two colors totally sold out. No reorder is the thing. You're saving $62. It's $15.19. Was that right? $15.19?
It actually.
Oh my goodness, $15.19.
It actually looks good. I know it's not as green in the camera as it is to my eyes. The camera's like trying to correct it, but it's green. I mean, it is green, and it's a sharp picture. The CRT's in great shape. It's green. So I'm going to say that this transistor failure was probably due to moisture intrusion, not abuse. I don't think this was failed because it just failed from time.
That this piece may have existed on KBC.com for a short period of time,
see if we can...
but it's never been presented on air.
Oh,
so
never.
Unless you were searching for fraud.
Oh yes.
On this TV.
Oh. See if we could get some crepe erase. Ooh, transdermal laboratories.
Hair growth where your hair has fallen out and thickens thinning hair, guaranteed.
Yes.
Created scalp med 15 years ago.
Transdermal laboratory. I could definitely crank the vertical up here.
No surgery, no implants, no hair pieces, no bad smell, and the best part, no sexual side effects.
Oh, well, what the hell?
Scalp med takes as little as 30 seconds to apply.
Tell your story, Leather.
I am just, so this is a first look, so I've never had my hands on it until now. So I'm playing around and realizing all the versatility and all the ways I can really customize this for what I need in the moment. Whether I need all
in the
pieces
moment
together or just one, a little like concert moment where you don't really need much. But how fun is this? So, you know what, let me take this off and I'm going to play with some of the versatility here while you talk to me.
Absolutely. Okay, so if we get inside of it, or let's just start on the outside, because while you're playing, I want to just show you.
You know, keeps them in place. Right. It accentuates what you got, right? So that's the jean that we're looking for. That's the jean that we go to over and over and over again. And this silhouette, the skinny jean's not going anywhere. Hasn't gone anywhere. We're going to continue. Oh, Jan. Okay, she's doing it too.
Work it.
Yeah, girl. Give me some of that. Listen, you guys. Think about your traveling. Think about getting.
Anyway, yeah, this was a fun little repair. I like to do these. They're pretty simple for me. Of course, there's always that mystery of not having a schematic and getting a little bit lost in the beginning, but definitely they're easy to figure out, you know. I mean, at least for me in my transdermal laboratory. So, yeah, the sun is kind of screwing this up, but it has a really sharp, really transdermal picture. And like I say, it's that bright green computer color. It's, look at how sharp it is. I mean, it's clear. It is clear. Very nice. Oh, yes.
The tall is on waitlist. You can still order it, but it's on waitlist. But then in the petite and the average, we have only 640 left. This is that light kind of like chambray. That sort of like, I always think of like that SoCal jeans and tee vibe.
Yeah,
chambray.
Really nice, classic.
What color are your jeans? Oh, my jeans are chambray.
But there are real pockets in the back. And what Iman does when she figures out the yoke and the pocket size and the placement, everything is perfect, so it really accentuates your curves. Then up next,
yoke, accentuates, and curves, all in one sentence.
Has the tonal stitching, whereas
the
tonal
stitching
indigo that I'm wearing has the contrast kind of classic brown denim stitch that we normally see in a lot of jeans. Then I love this one. This one I heard you say earlier is like the sleeper color, like the color that people are like, huh.
Sleeper
I've never
color.
owned a gray jean. Today's the day to do it. So this is a nice even wash of this gray. And then probably one of my favorites is this black
Yeah,
jean.
it's because it's such a nice, deep, solid black. So you can really dress this up. This really can go, just a little bit more dressy, but